they get filled?
Somewhere together, yeah.
All right, guys, so go ahead and you got two carabiners on either side, left and right, little metal guys. You'll notice those are the only two things holding Jeff to the trolley here. So we basically want to ask you guys to keep your hands off the carabiners at all times today. If you don't even know how to open them, that's fine. We'll clip you in up at the top and unclip you at the bottom. It's for your safety and the safety of everybody else around. We've seen people nervously flicking those carabiners open and close on the way down. I know it's obviously a silly idea. The reason for that is not only when you open those carabiners does it create a space that the straps can come out, but it also reduces overall weight retention of the carabiner by 75%. So you definitely want to make sure you guys aren't playing with those on the way down. So we're going to go over a couple flight positions and signals to get us through our first run today, kind of give you an idea of what you're going to be doing up on the mountain. So at any time you guys have any questions, feel free to jump in and ask. No question is a silly question, honestly.
But when in doubt, spread your legs! That's right!
All right. So the first position we have for you guys is called the seated position. It's really complicated. So take a look at Jeff here. He's going to demonstrate. You want to put your hands right on the middle of those suspension straps, and there you go.
Oh,
Done. So these harnesses will actually sit you in a nice, comfortable seated position. All we want from you guys basically is your hands right on the middle of these suspension straps. Not too high. We don't want your hands coming in contact with these metal crossbars. And not too low, because we don't want you to be tempted to play with those carabiners. And we're also going to need them to be clear. We don't want your hands covering them up. So about 80% of the way down our first run, you'll be flying just like this, enjoying the views, wind blowing through your hair. Now, as you start approaching the landing deck, you're going to have a landing guide directly underneath your line with a set of flags. Basically, you want to find them as you start getting close to the landing deck. You want to look down and locate your landing guide. Now, he's going to be standing nice and patiently, kind of like Brian is over there. But when you see the flags go up and out from your landing guide, that's going to be the signal to begin our braking sequence. If you look up at the back of this trolley here, you'll notice there's a little rubber brake on there. It's a soft rubber composite. And these braking straps are how we engage that brake. So when you see those flags go out, you're going to reach up and grab those red brake straps nice and far back, as you'll notice Jeff's pulling up front, and it's not engaging that brake up there. So you want to pull up about just above your ears, pulling back nice and far, and it will actually engage that brake. Now it's a soft rubber composite. When it comes down to the cable, it's basically going to start slowing you down pretty quickly. So if you lay into those things, it's kind of like a car brake. You don't want to just slam on the brakes going down the highway. It could be a little jarring. So nice gentle pressure. When those flags go out, you're going to reach up nice and far back and put a gentle pressure down on that brake. Now, if you notice you're still going in a little bit too fast and you need to pull down harder, the signal for that, you'll see those flags start to wave. It's just an indicator to put more pressure on the brakes. And a general rule of thumb, the harder those flags are waving, the harder you want to be pulling on the brakes. So if she takes flight, you want to do a pull-up on those brakes. But anyway, so the goal here is to get your speed from about 45, 50 miles an hour down to about 10 miles an hour. So once your landing guide sees that you're going at a good speed, you come into our landing deck. Those flags go from out to the side to down to the legs. Once those flags go down and together, you want your hands to go down back to those original suspension straps. And at that point, you're going to lean back, lock your elbows, and spread your feet as wide as possible. Now, the key here is to spread your feet. I've gone over it many times with you guys already from what I've heard, but it is paramount. The key is to spread your feet coming into our speed arresters at the bottom. The reason being, when you come into those speed arresters, you're still going to have a little bit of speed. We want that in order to make it all the way into the deck. But when you hit them, get that landing position. When you hit those speed arresters, you're going to have a tendency to swing up. If your feet are apart, they're going to come up on either side of those brakes. It's going to be a great day for everybody. Now, if you come in with your feet together, you can imagine some possible scenarios. You can come up, you can kick the brake, kick the cable. Worst case scenario, you'll get your feet caught in between the brakes. We definitely don't want to see that happen today, but it's really easy to avoid. All you have to do is spread your feet on every run. So
no. We're